Hey, my name is Lindsay Jones, and I am the owner of Organized Chaos Design Company. I am so excited to be here today and let you guys know how I use Dubsado as a brand identity designer. Before I jump into how I use Dubsado, I want to give you a little bit of information about myself and about my business. Organized Chaos Design Company focuses on creating brand identity design elements such as websites and logos and package designs for female entrepreneurs. Now, the thing that makes my business a little bit different than most graphic design companies and brand identity design companies is that this isn't my full-time job. So Dubsado definitely helps me out when I'm at my 9 to 5 so that my business can run without me actually have to physically being there. Doesn't that sound pretty awesome? So I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys about organized chaos because I could talk to you about it all day long, okay? But I did want to let you guys know that this platform is a life saver. And I'm definitely going to show you all the ins and outs, how I use it, and how it helps me take my business to the next level with just a push of a button. All right, so to give you guys the full Dubsado experience and to show you how I use it all, I need to show you how it's embedded into my website. So if you look on the screen here, this form is actually a Dubsado form. This form is just embedded into my website platform, and Dubsado is so great. It integrates into a lot of different website platforms. I personally use Showit, but I've seen it used on Wix. I've seen it used on WordPress. It really depends on what your preference is. So the good thing about the form being a Dubsado lead capture form is when the client gives their information, it's automatically integrated into your Dubsado platform. So you don't have to duplicate any information. It's already there, and it's really, really great for people like me who's pressed for time. Because if you remember earlier, being an entrepreneur isn't my full-time job. So while I'm at my 9 to 5 and people are filling out contact cards, they're not waiting on me to get off from work, because as soon as they fill out this contact card, Dubsado is so great, it automatically sends an email. And I'll show you that. So if you look here, you see my onboarding workflow. So what workflows do for me is it fills in that time so people aren't waiting for me to get off from work. So as soon as somebody fills out that contact card, if you read here where it says send appointment schedule, initial consultation immediately after workflow started, and that workflow starts immediately after somebody fills out that card, they get an email like that. And it tells them what to do next. It's like, hey, and I can show you exactly what it says, but it's basically telling them, thank you for contacting us. This is what I can do for you. I'm excited to work with you. Here's the link to get some time on my calendar. And it lets them know what's next. It's almost like having your own little VA without having a VA. So it also allows you to use that client's first name. So that name that they put in that lead capture form on my website, they're able to get a customized email. It's not generic. It's like, hey, Karen, Susie, whatever your name is, I'm ready to work with you. The next step is to book your consultation. How cool is that? So I'm going to get out of this real quick. So next, which is something that often asks clients, especially when you're a brand identity designer and when you're in the design career field, people expect your things, especially your logo, your website, any other elements that come along with your brand, to be aligned from beginning to end, right? So they're expecting it to be great and expecting it to be cohesive. What Dubsado does is it allows you to send custom proposals. So let's say me and this client hit it off during the consultation, and she's like, yes, send me the proposal. This is what the client gets through, and mind you, this is a Dubsado form. So I just go here. So this is a Dubsado form, and it makes it easy for clients. What they do is they get a little information about me, how I help, what my packages are. They can select what package they would like to have, little add-ons, whether it's collateral PDF, package design, some frequently asked questions. And then here, and I know you're thinking, well, if they already put their information in, do they have to put it in again? No, they won't. That's the good thing. Dubsado smart. Once I send them this proposal from Dubsado, I add it to their client portal, their information automatically integrates. Only thing they have to put in is their city and their state and maybe their company name. But other than that, that's all they have to do. The great thing about Dubsado, especially when you're not a full-time entrepreneur, is you're able to send the proposal. Once they fill out the information, they're automatically sent to the contract, and then the invoice is all in one. So you don't have to send several emails. You're short on time. Everything is right here together. The proposal, the contract, and the invoice. And the invoice is built based on whichever package that they create. That's pretty cool, right? So I'm going to go back to the back end of Dubsado, and I'm going to show you how I got all this together. The front end is pretty, and this is what the client sees, and this is what awes them. This is what wows them. But on the back end, which is what is important to you as a Dubsado user. Hold on. Okay. So you saw the proposal. Let's go back to the back end. That client receives that proposal like, this is awesome. This is wonderful. I want to work with you. What I have set up in my workflow that works for me is I have a couple of things. So once I create this to-do list to remind me to send the proposal, because you know my time is very limited. And then I created to do if the client is not responding to a proposal. So I have it set up in a to-do list. It's like, hey, it's been a couple days. I'm just checking in to see where you are. So I can approve to send that email. If the date is booked, I already have an email set because you know it's first come, first serve. I already have an email set, so I'm not constantly retyping emails. All I have to do is approve it and it'll send that email. If the client signs the contract and pays the invoice, it will start a new workflow. So our canned emails, and you can have so many, but canned emails is what helps me not have to write the same thing over and over again. My clients either receive branding, as far as logos or package design, or they receive websites, or they receive both. That's it. There's nothing in between. So my emails are generally the same. With that in mind, it helps to have a library of emails and canned emails of things that I send constantly, of things that I don't have to retype over and over again. And it helps business run smoother. It helps things move along faster because nobody likes to pay you a lot of money and then they're always waiting, right? So let's get back into some more of the canned emails. And I'll open up one so you can see. So let's try this one, the discovery call. So once somebody books their consultation, they receive, remember I said they get a nice little email. It's like, you're booked. This is the confirmation that tells them what time, when it starts, and let me know if you have any questions. And this is how you get into the email, get into the consultation. Dubsado makes it so simple for clients to be able to continuously have that experience, that one-on-one experience, that you're available without you having to be at the computer all the time. Your business should work for you. You should not be working for your business. And Dubsado is that key element, that tool that helps when it comes to my brand identity design business. It allows my business to work for me without me having to be constantly monitoring my phone or my computer. So you have this client and they're already booked, they're already ready to go, and all that information is going to be stored in Dubsado. Now, this is your back end of what you'll see, but I'll go in and show you what it looks like on the front end for the client within your own client portal. The good thing is about the client portal, no, I'm a brand identity designer. You can use your own domain name. So it doesn't have to say Dubsado. You can say whatever your business is. And that's one thing I really like about Dubsado. But let's look at this back end. Here you can see the invoice. You can add stuff. If your client decides they want to add a new package or anything to their website, to their the service that you're providing. For me, it could be something they're adding to their website, or something that if they're adding one of those, let's say they decided they want a PDF design. You can add one of those packages. Very simple. Click on packages, choose which one there, collateral PDFs, and it automatically adds it. If you did it by mistake, you just go over to the arrow and remove it. Pretty easy, right? Next, all the forms will be kept right here in this one place. So if you have a new form, you want to add, let's say you wanted to add a questionnaire. All you have to do is see how it automatically puts her information here. You just click on the form, add it, and from here you can automatically send stuff. Or you can copy the link and send it that way. But I'm just going to exit out of it, and it stays right here. It lets you know which forms, if it needs to be sent, or if it lets you add it, apply it to the portal, whatever. And I'm going to show you that client portal. In here, you'll see appointments and the ones that are confirmed, and if there are any pending. So if there are appointments confirmed, they'll be right here in one spot. Just for you, you'll see it this way, and then I'll show you how it looks in the client's portal. If she was currently still in a workflow, you will have a workflow already in here and under active workflows. But if not, you can always add a workflow. So let's say we needed to do offboarding. You will add it, and it tells what to do next. Send email, website recording immediately after previous actions are complete. Click it, and it'll send the email. Here's where you can write down tasks. So I'm going to go back to workflows. Want any random emails we sent? Okay. So here's where you can add tasks. So tasks are kind of like, if you use Trello, or it's like a checklist. You can add tasks and things of what to do. When it's due, what project. So if a client has more than one project, or if you wanted to add a project, then you can use this. And if you have more than one user, you can add which teammate is supposed to be taking care of those tasks. And then notes, which is something only you as the business owner can see, is where you'll put in notes. Sometimes I'll put in notes such as change green to mint green versus hunter green, or something similar to that. So I know what that client liked or what they preferred. Or if it's a client that I don't end up working with, or maybe it's somebody that gives you red flags, you can always put it in your notes so you know, red flag, client wanted to ask for a discount, whatever it is. These are because it's a lot to keep up with when you're running a business. See? And these are activity logs of what you've done so far. Sent invoices, sent payment due. Everything in one spot. Now, if you could give me just a minute, I'm gonna allow you to see what it looks like in front of the client. What does the client portal look like? This is what it looks like for us, but the client portal is just a little bit different, and it gives them a different look. So hold on, and I'll show you how my client portal looks and how it integrates into me being a brand identity designer. So once again, you know I'm all about everything being branded and being able to integrate things into my website. So this is the login for the client portal for any customer that works with Organized Chaos Design Company. Once again, it's embedded right into my website. And you're able to see that it is the same branding and it's consistent throughout. It's important if you're selling a brand, if you're selling yourself as a brand identity designer, your brand has to be on point too. So to log in, the client will simply enter their email address and a password. You create the password when you create their Dubsado account. I don't know these random pop-ups, sorry. But you create a password when you create their Dubsado account. They can always go back and change it. If they forget what it is, you can always go into the back end and change it into something else. So it'll tell you if you have any unread emails, any incomplete forms, what projects you have. So if you're doing brand navigation, there's only one job. But if there was more than one job that I have with this client, then you'll be able to navigate through the two. It also shows you where the contract is, your invoice, and then our appointments. It also gives you emails and your profile. So in here, she could change her name, her address. All the information can go in here and it will go directly into the back end so where I can see the information so I can send her a thank you gift. So this is what the Dubsado My Client portal looks like. All this is customizable. All this can be fixed and changed to suit the needs of your business and of your brand. So let's say me and Daisy, we are working together. She has access to her client portal. She has access to everything that she needs. And now we are sending, it's time to start sending drafts of designs back and forth. Or it's time to start sending things so that she can approve it. Let's get into that approval process because I see a lot of designers asking, how do you send approvals? Let's get into that. Okay, so let's start looking at how I get approval. So a lot of times I hear a lot of brand identity designers, web designers asking, how do you get approval of things? So with my process, I always create the homepage first. The homepage of the site is what people usually goes to when it comes to web design. And let me close this. But the homepage of the site is usually where people go to first. So it has to have a lot of bang for the buck. So when I create my approvals, I do it as a subcontract. So it forces the client to sign it and say, hey, this is good. This is what I want. So this is the homepage proof template that I use. Just has what my business is. This will automatically put the information of the client once I add it to their client portal and send it to them, which is pretty simple. But here's a homepage design that I created. And of course, my computer's going to act crazy. But here's a homepage design. And this would be the menu button. Sign up for the mailing list, showing them what their homepage would look like based off of, and it inserts all the photos that client gave me. It uses the brand colors that either we came up with or that they gave me, depending on what package they choose. And it's putting it in a way so they can see exactly what their homepage is going to look like. Sometimes just explaining it to people doesn't make sense. I'm a visual person, so I love this. So they get this homepage that's created. I don't create it directly on the website first. I either create it in Infinity Designer or I'll create it in Photoshop, just so they can see it. From there, once they're like, oh, this is, they see what it's going to look like, then they can either, yes, I'm signing off below, or no, not yet, see my comments. So they're able to approve it or disapprove it right here and there. A lot of back and there's no need for a lot of back and forth. Usually clients love it and they're just like, yes, I'm signing off below. But if they have like little tweaks, this is where they write them at. Like, what are your initial thoughts? Does your homepage represent your business and your ideal clients? And that's something that, as a brand identity designer, that I constantly talk to them about. A lot of times we like to think our business is about us, and it really is not. So I have them answer these questions if they're not ready to sign off. And it's okay if you're not ready. You get 2 revisions within my packages, but this helps us get to a good place and helps them see, like, this is what my website is going to look like in the front end, so they can imagine what it's going to look like on the remaining pages of the website. Websites are cohesive, right? Brands are cohesive. So if your homepage is bright and colorful like this, then you know that the remainder of your website will be very similar. So it also asks them, like, do you like the way the site has been presented with positioning of items? So some items, let's say they are like, I want to move this part here down to the bottom and put these 3 little girls under here. Or switch this right here and then switch this part here, these 2 parts. It's kind of broken. Websites are broken up into sections. And then it also asks them, is there anything missing that they want to include? So let's say, hey, can I put an about section on my website that leads them to my about page? You want your home page to have all the key elements that people are looking for when they visit your website, rather it's your portfolio, if you're a photographer, or if it's what's on sale, if you're selling items. You need to have those things at the forefront. And my job as a brand identity designer with the use of Dubsado is to make sure that everything is cohesive and seamless, and it's all handled in a swift and quick manner without a lot of back and forth, without taking a lot of people's time. Okay. It also gives them an option to review by phone. So this is, I have never had anyone use this, but this is in case somebody's like, this is all wrong, I was not thinking that, I need to book a call so we can talk about this, because I can't type it all up, or it's hard for me to put it into words. This button here, where it says schedule time here, will automatically take them to a scheduler to schedule some more time on the calendar to do that 101 walkthrough. How awesome is that? So they can schedule a time, all done through Dubsado. Dubsado is integrated into my calendar on Dubsado, is integrated to my Google Calendar, so it automatically goes to my phone. It's easy peasy. It's like I said, it's like having a virtual assistant. So lastly, they have to sign it and the date automatically populates. And once all that is done, you are able to, they're able to either sign off and we're able to go to the next step. All done in Dubsado. I love Dubsado. Oh my goodness. If you go to my social media or my websites, like, I'm the Olivia Pope of Brand Identity Design, because I like to handle everything. And Dubsado is my Abby. If you watch Scandal, Abby was always kind of keeping Olivia, in the beginning anyway. Abby made sure Olivia stayed on track. When she tried to go off on her own thing, Abby was the constant. So Dubsado is the constant. And make sure it keeps me in line, it keeps my schedule up to date, and it makes my life a whole lot easier. All right. So let's go into after the client approves, what's next? Okay, so the client has officially approved the website and the homepage of the website. From there, I build the website in whatever platform that they're using, and then we move on to the next step where I create them a video and I send them a all done email through Dubsado. I also send them several links that I embed right into that Dubsado emails. Like, here's where you can find a video walkthrough of all the items that I've created. And here's where you can keep access to the portal for 60 days. And you can always download your forms if you need to. It is a great way to let the clients know, like, this is the end of our time together, but if you need me, if you have any questions, make sure you grab your products out of the portal. Make sure you grab anything that you may need within the next 60 days. Because I don't keep my client portals open all the time. I try to close them down after every quarter. Try to clean up, keep myself together. But in a nutshell, that's how I use Dubsado as a brand identity designer. I use it to not only keep track of my clients, not only I use it as a portal for them, I use the back end for myself. I use it so I can send these canned emails. I use it for approvals. I use it as that VA that can answer emails, send automated stuff when I gotta be at work. Dubsado is, and the greatest thing about Dubsado is it's not geared towards one particular industry. There's other CRMs out there, but most of them are geared towards a particular industry, maybe like photographers or wedding pros. However, with Dubsado, it is creative and flexible enough to fit your needs. So especially as designers, a lot of times we feel like we're an afterthought. People always talk about the photographers, and there's so many websites that you can drag and drop and can do it. People want to DIY without the knowledge of how to create a website that is cohesive for their brand and throughout, that they do it themselves. But when you get to that point, when you start attracting those clients that appreciate what you have to offer, Dubsado is going to make sure that you are able to give them that premium experience and that time that they need, those quick responses without having to be stuck to your computer or to your cell phone. It's pretty good. So I hope you enjoy learning about how I use Dubsado as a brand identity designer. Once again, my name is Lindsay Trammell Jones. I'm the owner of Organized Chaos Design Company. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything else about me or my business or how I'm doing this whole Dubsado thing and handling it all with the help of Dubsado, please free to reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at organizedchaos.designco, or you can visit my website at organizedchaosdesigncompany.com. Enjoy the rest of your day.